guys are here again. OA 3 swap part. I don't even remember. Insert number here. So, from what we picked up from the last video, we got the shifter dialed in. Hopefully, everything should be done. We removed the transmission and it's back now into the garage, back in the workshop. And we're going to basically finish up the last bit of things to get this OA 3 Audi transmission in my Porsche permanently. So, without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and close this door. And get to work on this transmission here. Kind of cold outside today, so we're going to relax in the garage with the heat. Right, so we basically need to make a little arm lever kind of thing to make this shifter actuate side to side. In the car, we already have the shifter cable just the right size to actually make it go click, click. But that's only third and fourth gear. So now we need to make it so we can get into, I think that's like fifth, sixth. Pull a little bit, first, second, and then pull it all the way, reverse. So, you can see I made this little heim joint kind of arm. And right here, I marked where the kind of cable comes and stays, where it kind of needs to be, where we need to make this kind of arm little situation. So, if you guys remember, I guess from 2 videos ago, we have this, I believe it's 3/8 16 shoulder bolt. I think this is like a 1/2 inch shoulder on this thing. This allows us to actually do something like this and have a sliding mechanism. You see? I want to slide back and forth on this shoulder of the bolt. That's pretty cool. Didn't know these things existed. This actually blew my mind. So we're going to reuse this shoulder bolt because I'm not going to waste any money. And we're going to, I guess, drill and tap away so it sits here in this area. So this is the area where it kind of needs to be. And the arm is going to come off from the shoulder bolt here, and then another arm is going to come off here. So it's effectively gonna look like, if I can get my, it's effectively gonna, damn it, like that. It's effectively gonna look like that. So shifter cable is gonna come around here, move this arm. Wait, I think I'm showing it wrong. Well, you guys get the gist. We're gonna make an L and it's going to actuate this thing. we have this thing nice and situated. This thing looks just amazing. So you see we had to cut a little slit in here. That's basically so the bolt keeps this thing, well, keeps this heim joint in check. And then obviously we drill and tap this to bottom this out to lock it there. So literally it's just sliding in between this little gap that we cut, and you know, it's good. Honestly, I can go back and do it again. I'll probably get like a longer bolt, like a cotter pin or something. That way I know it's not gonna come out. But honestly, with this thing bottomed out, put some red Loctite on it and it's not gonna come out. It's gonna always hold this heim joint. So next thing to do, get back outside in the cold and throw this in the car. All right guys, we have the transmission in here, hopefully for the last time, and we have a slight dilemma. I honestly could have saw this before I put the tranny in here, but yeah, if you can see right there, our shifter mechanism can only go one way, can't go the other way, can only go that way. Let's see if I can do it with my hands here. And you can see, it can go that way, it just can't go that way. I don't know why. I actually didn't see that before, but it's whatever. You're actually supposed to, I kind of did this whole thing backwards anyway. You're actually supposed to, you know, get everything situated, get the transmission mounted, blah, 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 and then your mounts are last to be made. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to modify this mount to get my shifter to actually shift properly, which is not too bad. We just take a chunk out of this. You see, I already marked it out, so that's not bad. And then we could just bridge it on the other side and bring it over, so that's not bad. Other side mount actually looks pretty bad too, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and just make new mounts. So let's try and modify this and see where it gets us. If not, we'll make new ones. Now in terms of shifter cable now, so you can see I actually made a mark on where it needs to be cut. Can't really see, it's kind of dark, but yeah, you see that dark line right there? So that's where it needs to be on the car. So you can see we threaded it all the way down, which made our life easier. So now we can just chop this thing and move the heim joint into position. Probably have to chop it a little bit more. Then we have to chop off this little spacer right here, because that's going to hinder us from going in and out. And probably have to find a way to get this to actuate enough, but we'll see. Baby steps. We'll cut it and then work our way from there. Alright guys, fast forward in time. I actually don't remember where I left off at, simply because it got cold for about a week in December. But I've been working on this thing slowly in the cold, and we got the shifter connector connected back again, and the shifts are even more crisp than before. So still can't get into, I don't even know if this is first. I would have to really check. It's kind of weird, but yeah, so I'll show you guys what we did down there. So down here we have everything back up, and you can see we had to create a little ear for the shifter cable to actually stay on. This is the shifter cable to actually go forward and back, and you saw how crisp the shifts were. Just look at that. And this was a simple piece, honestly. I had to trim it a little bit to go around the transmission, but this solid, perfect, nut and bolted, don't have to worry about this. So that makes our shifts super crisp. So now we're working on this side. You can see we have a tab welded on to do the same thing on the other side, except this one's fully connected to this mount. Making this mount do multiple things is actually a perfect thing, because now I don't have to worry about, you know, unbolting this and bolting that. I'll just unbolt this and everything will just drop. So we have to mark where this is going to line up. We're going to make like a little horseshoe, and then I have the 2 nut and bolts in the car. Then we're going to lock this in here, and then I don't know if I showed this, but we did drill and tap this, and then we're gonna have to adjust this to this and figure out how we're gonna make this work. But all right, we have everything connected. We have our cable connected to our transmission shifter. So let's go ahead and go upstairs. Get in the car and try this out. All right, moment of truth. It's been cold for the last couple of days, guys. Body's aching. All right, so we have our normal third to fourth. Let's see if we can get first. Oh wow. Oh wow. All right, fifth now. Look at that. It just falls into gear. Damn, this is nice. Damn, this is nice. So nice and notchy. Simply because I made the actuator, the part that actually shifts, like very short, which actually means that this is short, which makes it very, very notchy. Yeah, I can do this all day. This is amazing. So this is fifth. This is like the length we need for, I guess, fifth. So you can see it's like that much. Let's see if we can get into reverse. This is first. All right, maybe we can squeeze it a little bit more. Nope. So definitely I have my own reverse lockout. I don't have to worry about going into reverse by accident. So that means I definitely have to hook up this e-brake cable right here. Where did I put it? So I guess I'll just run this alongside this cable, because this is the cable that goes to this other side. You gotta figure out so when I go into first it doesn't like pull or nothing. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out though. All right, so whatever idea I had, that was a fail. You can see still not engaging. As a matter of fact, it's actually messing with me going into first. So new plan. I'm gonna have to take a break, think about this. Can't really do much research, but I'm gonna try. Everything else is custom. So all right, let's get to work on something else. All right, so here on the floor are our axles. I'm gonna have to clean these out. Ooh, that's looking nice and dirty. So let's go ahead and clean these off and get these installed. Right, so I don't know how long I'll be keeping these axles for, but we're gonna clean them up and use them until that time comes. So you can see we have our nice Valvoline, I guess gray grease, Molly Porter, whatever that means, but it's axle grease. Try and have to sacrifice a couple rags to the gods here in the name of science to actually get all of this gunk out of here. So, oh wow, that cleans up real nicely. Look at that. Cool. So I'm gonna repeat this 4 times and 2 on the car, because the car is gunked up too. So let's go ahead and clean these up, get it re-greased. Alright, so these axles are cleaned up enough. You can see I kind of organized my desk here. Had these transmission bolts literally sitting here for I don't even know how long, probably like a year, but I got so used to that, this pile of bolts being here. These are all the transmission bolts, so I'm gonna show you. Right, so these are all the stock transmission bolts and axle bolts off of the old transmission and compatible with these axles. So you can see we have, I think these are called bolt locks or bolt somethings, whatever. So for our adapter, we actually changed the pitch, and we're actually using these. We have a pack of new bolts, so I'm only going to be using one set of these. The other set can just sit out for a while. So let's go ahead and apply a little bit of grease onto these axles. This little mixing stick here, and try and like pat it in there as much as we can. After that, let's take it on to the car. Alright guys, a couple of days later here, and we finally got both axles in. So, it was actually a battle because the transmission was actually more over to the left than it is to the right. It's kind of weird. You would think it's centered because of the torque tube, but I actually had to fight it over a little bit. It wasn't much, but we got the axle in. Has a little bit of free play, just like that side, so pretty good. So, update on that. Honestly, I feel like this series is weird, long, and dragged out, honestly. So, now that we got the axles in, well, we kind of realized that this shifter is not going to do what we need to do. So, like I said, this was a Honda shifter. All of its great Chinesery and all that stuff. As great as this thing is, we are going to need to modify this thing. It doesn't allow me enough throw to actually get it into reverse, which is very annoying. So I should have picked up a shifter that has like reverse lockout or something, you know, something that will allow me to give me more throw. I can modify the cables on the other side, but honestly, there's like minimal space, and I feel like it wouldn't even do anything. I feel like I'd just be wasting my time drilling extra holes. So we're gonna have to modify the shifter or buy another shifter, but I'm more leaning towards the modify the shifter. So there gotta be some way we can modify this thing to give us more throw, but I'm gonna have some time to think about that. So yeah, honestly, I feel like this series is like, I feel like there's too many parts to the series. I just want to get this thing done. So honestly, in the next video, it's only just going to be concrete things that we've done for this, because I want to get this transmission and shifter and everything finished already. Tired of this. Honestly, I'm tired of this. Cool process, but tired. I'm pretty sure you guys are too. So with that being said, we're going to end it off here. Don't forget to head on over into Unsystematic.co and get this amazing Unsystematic hoodie. Available now in all sizes. Eventually more colors, but just green right now to rep everything that I basically stand for. So don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Never forget, never stop modifying.